at SIU. But Southern Illinois is one of the most giving places I've ever been throughout the United States and even overseas. This year, this is our third year of Give SI, a campaign that aligns itself with the Giving Tuesday to help nonprofits in our region raise money to help those in need of services throughout the area. It's one of the biggest adventures that anybody has ever taken on in the area. And we want to thank Oasis Outdoors, News 3, WSIL, Integrity Roof and Exteriors, and Southern Illinois Community Foundation for making all this happen. One of probably the most tireless women in this area that works like feverishly to provide services and opportunities to the region for all businesses, all other organizations, and most importantly, those that really need just a chance, is Kathi Lively with Mantricon. Kathi has been with Mantricon for a long time, has had a huge impact on the region, and again, one of the most giving people I know. And I'm going to have her talk a little bit about what the funds being raised for today are going to go to, and just some of the programs and services that you might not be aware of that they provide for our region. Kathi, take it away.
Thank you, Tom, and thank you for your kind words. It's a privilege, as you know, to work in Southern Illinois. There are so many people willing to help if they have the right assistance and if they have the right ask. So I'm very grateful for this Give SI campaign. We work with people who want to go to work, but they have lots of barriers to being able to do that. So, I'm not one of those people that believes that anyone not working is lazy. I just refuse to believe that. I believe that people have all kinds of barriers to being able to, getting the job is not the hard part. It's the keeping the job, right? Having a career, having a skill set. And so we really firmly believe that given the right coaching, given the right guidance and choices, and providing some support services for people, they can not only attain the job, but they can keep that job and maybe even lead to a really bright career. Part of that, Tom, as you know, is that we do send money. We have money to send people to training. That can be at SIU, at our fine community colleges, even some private folks that have sprung up to help with IT kinds of solutions and training. So that's a part of what we do. But we also help people, I believe, have faith in themselves. Some people had just lost their way. They've been beaten down when our economy was soaring, but everyone had a job, and you had people, 600 people, we were just talking about this, Tom, 600 people, you remember the day, waiting in line to apply for 50 jobs, right? Well, when people don't get those opportunities over and over again, they lose confidence in themselves and begin to sit out. And in Southern Illinois, we can't afford for anyone who's able to sit out. We just have to figure out what the supports they need are and how we can get them to maximize their potential. Just can't afford to have anyone not giving its all in Southern Illinois. We need workers. Our employers are fantastic. They're giving some folks second and third chances, some folks who've been formerly incarcerated and are returning, some people who've never had a job before, and they may be in their late 20s, but they're ready now and they're skilled up. And so I can't say enough about our employers' willingness to help. So these funds will be used in addition to our federal funds that we get to do things like some of our folks have very serious access issues to dental care. And I can't tell you how many of the people we serve end up in emergency rooms with abscesses and just dental needs that are very difficult to find. And so sometimes if we can have these extra funds, we can actually fund a dentist to actually be able to take care of that. So someone doesn't have to miss work their first week of work because they have a tooth that needs to be pulled. Transportation issues can be a challenge, and we're so fortunate to have Rides Mass Transit and other transit associations, but there's no fixed routes, and it's difficult sometimes for people to get to work on time. So this extra funding will help us to get people to work on time until they can work long enough to provide their own transportation. Those are just a couple of the ways that the funds being raised through this campaign will help our workers, people who want to be workers.
I think the other thing that you've done a great job with Mantricon is that it's not just for industry and big business, you really reach out to small businesses. I remember you reaching out to mine, and your staff had reached out to me before as well. So it's literally providing opportunities for not just big corporations, but small businesses. So your services encompass all of that, not to mention how much you really advocate for veterans, which, that's near and dear to me, and I appreciate that with all my heart. But you mentioned something that really kind of hit me, and I think it's hard for employers to remember that just some basic needs that you could provide, like the tooth. People will not go, and they'll be in pain, and they'll come. Well, when you're in pain, you probably are not going to be giving your best customer service.
Yeah.
You probably don't want to smile a lot. And then when we're talking about employers, what do they say? Well, you don't smile a lot, and your customer service isn't good. So just that small little thing of being able to raise money to help someone with teeth, or just, fixing a smile, can go all the way. I hope today, out of all the organizations, we just really remember that the smallest charity that we do, the smallest thing that one of the organizations do, truly does have the biggest impact on their lives. And the other thing, we have a lot of opportunity of jobs, good paying jobs coming to the region. So we want to make sure, like you said, all hands on deck. We all need to get up and support our economy, our community, and the businesses in this area, because we've got people working diligently like yourself, and legislators and other people in the community to bring businesses here. So we got to, you're doing your part. We got to do our part too.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate that. And you couldn't be more right. And, sometimes it's not just the effort you put into helping someone with a particular, perhaps it's tires on a car because you're in clinicals for nursing and you can't drive the 100 miles you need to drive safely. And so in order to be successful, it's also that you care. And it isn't that wonderful about this whole Give Us I campaign. It really shows that people care. And sometimes, as you know, working with veterans who've had a really, really hard time in service to our country, they sometimes, I believe, feel left out and forgotten. And so I believe that if we all do our part and make sure that we are saying that kind word, that we're offering that assistance to anyone who it comes into our path, I think the world's a better place. And I know Southern Illinois is a better place. So I'm privileged to be part of that.
Anything else that you want to share with just the people watching today, tomorrow, whenever they see this video, about donating to Mantricon and where that money will go?
I can guarantee them that 100% of it will go to help our clients, our job seekers, but we also sometimes help our employers. The other day, a small employer needed to improve their marketing, Tom, as you can understand, but he didn't even have a laptop, not the simplest of tools to begin that journey. And we were able, through some giving, and to actually give him a laptop to get started. So it's not just the job seekers, it's our small employers who care enough to get up every day and make Southern Illinois a better place, even when the going's really tough. And it's been tough through COVID. So hats off to all of them too. And I promise that the money that you give us will be well spent to help people and to help employers and make our environment, our region, a better place to live.
So you heard it. If you want to donate some of your funds today, there's a scrolling link below. You can click that and look for Mantricon, and you know exactly where your money's going to go. And I think there's nothing better to invest in if you're investing in someone that also invests in your community. So it keeps giving back, and it can keep growing. And then hopefully you're that person or that business that can give back next year to Give SI and keep this cycle going forward. So Kathi, thank you guys so much. You know that I'm a huge fan. You guys are just amazing. I don't get to see you as much as I used to in the past, but I know you're doing good work. So I wish you the best day and raise lots of money. I wish lots of money for you.
Thank you, Tom. Thanks for all that you do in the region as well. See ya.
Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.